live ESPN on your computer, tablet, and smartphone. Watch ESPN. It's the other way to watch ESPN. Go to FiosTVOnline.com for more details. What a game and scene here at the Prudential Center from the 2013 Newark National Invitational. This is the big one. Number 1 St. Anthony taking on St. Benedict's. With Rob Kennedy, Ralph Bedorchik, a look at our starters. Josh Brown runs the point for the Friars with Hallis Cook, Coleman, Jenkins, and Kentrell Brooks. For the Granbees, Ennis runs the show with Briscoe, Jonathan Williams, Denzel Taylor, and Mike Young. The head coaches, not much more you can say about Bob Hurley than he has over 1,000 wins and is a 2010 Hall of Fame inductee to Springfield. And for St. Benedict's, Mark Taylor, second season with the Granbees. He has over 300 wins himself. His previous stop was at Ridge High School and also at St. Joe's Metuchen. We look ahead to this great game with our Verizon 411 keys to tonight.
Well, St. Anthony's, they want to control tempo. You do it with your defense, they'll play some zone. They're even going to give you a couple of different looks than they've shown throughout the year, but you got to do it with your offense as well. Much like the Super Bowl, you got to get some grounded pound, take care of the basketball, and then they're going to need some home cooking. Surely, Josh Brown, a key to this game, but so is Hallis Cook. Terrific outside shooter coming off a game where he had 6 threes in that win against East Brunswick. They're going to need some of that outside shooting from him. For St. Ben's, they want to get this pace going up and down. They want the game in the 60s, but that's harder said than done. St. Anthony's holds their opponents to under 35 points per game on the season, and then they've got to try to go at Josh Brown. If you can get Josh Brown in foul trouble by mixing up who guys are going to go attack him, try to get him in foul trouble, get him out, then all of a sudden it makes it a little bit easier to run your half-court offense against the St. Anthony's D.
St. Benedict's is the home team, white on white unis, the Friars black on black, with Bob Louderhan, Sal Piccinini, and Dave DeYoung doing the honors for the most anticipated game of the New Jersey basketball regular season. And maybe the biggest threat to this St. Anthony 83-game winning streak, pushing into his 3rd season, as we get an immediate turnover here as Josh Brown stepped on the sideline. And St. Benedict's will have it. Now, you notice St. Anthony is number 1. St. Benedict's is not eligible for the top 20 Star Ledger poll because they are not a member of the NJSIAA. But if they were there, this would easily be number 1 versus number 2, and probably creating a lot of a debate who should be ranked 1 versus 2. As Jonathan Williams off on the shot, and here's Isaiah Briscoe for the Granbees. So in any event, it is a supreme matchup.
Yeah, 2 teams that are ranked in the top 10 in the country.
Mike Young moving over to the 3 position this year, off on the shot. Rebound, Denzel Taylor for St. Benedict's. Tyler Ennis straight on, drilling a 3.
Now that's what happens when you give up offensive rebounds. A lot of times the long rebound turns into an open 3, and you cannot allow Tyler Ennis to get open looks.
St. Benedict's coming out with some pressure. Hallis Cook. And Josh Brown settling the point, the 6'3" Temple signee. Coleman stepping out. Brown in the low post, taking Williams on, and the shot partially blocked by Taylor, and then he's got the loose ball in the outlet. Ahead, Young leaking out. And the tie-up, Jenkins got his hands in there, and the possession arrow will stay with St. Benedict's.
Well, St. Anthony's got what they wanted as they were able to put Josh Brown in the low post against Williams, but great weak side help on the rotation by Taylor to deny him at the rim.
In some of the latest national polls, this is number 4 versus number 5 in the country, as long in the 3 is Briscoe. Offensive rebound chased down by Jonathan Williams, who stepped into the starting lineup lately for St. Benedict's. Young off on the long range 2. Here's Cook, coming off of consecutive 6 made threes efforts. Brown on the hard hinge. Jenkins bringing the ball outside. Jenkins now blitzed on the trap.
You got to be strong with the basketball, especially on those high ball screens if they're going to blitz them.
Coleman to the crossover, running one-handed with the right, doesn't go, and Coleman trying to save it, and he did, out off of Williams.
Well, that's what you get from Tim Coleman. He's a guy that plays hard, undersized post guy, can step out and knock down a shot, but it's all about effort with Tim Coleman.
Tim Coleman signed with NJIT. Coach Jim Engels, you feel like he's going to be a very nice asset for that program as they continue to build.
And certainly Jim Engels and company off to a terrific start this season, sitting atop the Great West Conference right now, undefeated.
Kentrell Brooks. Backdoor, Brown on the cut.
And St. Anthony's will be patient. As soon as I say that, we get a quick shot. But it's a quick shot from the guy that's shooting it on fire. 6 threes. Last time out against East Brunswick, gets his first.
Alice Cook from beyond the arc, and St. Benedict's looking to push. Ennis. Briscoe. Dealt it inside. Extra pass. Taylor on the pump fake. Got it from Williams.
And you've got to make those extra passes against St. Anthony's pressure defense. They close out and rotate so well that you've got to be able to be unselfish, not take that first shot because you're going to have a defender right on you.
Jenkins stepping out. Brown met by Jonathan Williams. And the Friars continue to probe here offensively. Here's Coleman. Brown got an open look. In and out on a three. Coleman, an offensive rebound. Could not put in the follow. Tim Coleman again.
Well, there's the effort from Coleman, not once but twice, but you got to convert those. Offensive rebounds, and the lefty had a couple of good opportunities point blank. He'll get a chance to go clean it up for the line. Working his body, as we said, really strong lower body. Clears out space, but that's the one right there he's got to be able to knock in.
Tim Coleman in his first year as a starter with St. Anthony. But Bob Curley felt that he made so much progress last year practicing against class of 2012 forward Jerome Frink, who's now down at Florida International, made him a better player. Had a knee injury too, but has come back and has been a big part of the Friars this year. He makes 1 of 2 free throws. And it's a 1-point game, 4 minutes in. Rob, you get the sense certainly St. Anthony wants to have this game at this slow, methodical tempo.
And here's one of the ways they're going to get it, showing you 3-2 zone. They really haven't played a straight 3-2 zone in probably about 5 years, going back to the TOC final against Newark Science. Really the last time that they played it. More so play a little matchup, the amoeba zone defense, so maybe it catches them off guard.
It creates a turnover and then into a Hallis Cook 3.
Well, we said they needed home cooking. They've got it here in the first couple attempts from Hallis Cook. You got to get out and challenge him hand in the face.
So Cook, 12 threes in the last 2 games. He's already up to 2. And a great recipe for success for St. Anthony as Young is fouled inside.
Well, Hallis Cook is a guy, when he gets his feet set, he's got a terrific stroke. Look at the rotation on the basketball. Coming off a terrific game, as we said, 6 threes the last time, so his confidence sky high.
Mike Young, the pit-bound signee, able to knock down the first. And here is a former St. Anthony player, Jordan Forehand. Second year at St. Benedict, as Williams will sit. So he is very familiar with all the players across him. And the Friars black on black as Young makes the second. And even representing the Pitt Panthers with the undershirt tonight.
Got Pitt on his left sleeve, so he's a guy that Jamie Dixon and staff excited about. Here comes the pressure defense. Talk about how St. Anthony's wants to slow it down, while St. Benedict's wants to speed it up.
Jenkins inside, looking for Brown, couldn't finish. Kentrell Brooks, high off the glass, there's Coleman again, and another foul. And just the energy that Tim Coleman brings A typical Bob Hurley player, maybe a guy a little under-recruited. He does so many of the little things.
Well, he's undersized, but he certainly isn't under effort. And Tim Coleman uses his lower body to create some space. You would think that St. Benedict's with that big front line with Mike Young and as well with Taylor, both listed at 6'8". Young plays a lot bigger than 6'8" at times. But it's the much smaller, undersized Coleman at 6'4" that's had a couple opportunities on the offensive glass.
One more for Coleman, choosing NJIT over Monmouth and Wagner. 1 of 2 as Denzel Taylor clears. So it's an 8-7 St. Anthony lead. Coming up on 2.5 left to go, first quarter. And the Graybees, who are scoring 84 points per game, so far have been held to play at the Friars' tempo.
Remember, that's what happened in their loss against Blair, 54-52. As we said, they want to try to get this game in the 60s or 70s, but St. Anthony's not obliging. Now, if you make a couple off-balance shots like that, and Isaiah Briscoe could certainly do that, maybe that's how you get the tempo going. Briscoe,
a sophomore that is being heavily recruited, one of the top 20 players in the class of 2015.
Reminds me of a guy that I used to love when I was a kid, Adrian Dantley. But he's got better ball skills, but he's got that real strong lower body and that strength and powerful guard.
Cook, there's something rare, an air ball on a 3, but it's last touched by St. Benedict's. So the Friars will have it back. Inbound comes. There's Coleman from the outside. Can't get that to go. And Young rebounding. Ennis quickly trying to push the tempo.
And even though he was wide open, not the shot they were looking for, you get a bad miss at the other end. It turns into a quick 2. Briscoe starting to heat up.
Briscoe with a couple of consecutive field goals. He's got 4. And the Graybees coming off of their smallest point output of the season, Rob. The 52 points in their loss to Blair Academy being their fewest. And it was a shock to many people around the state as Coleman really turning it over on the bounce pass, but then it's picked up by Briscoe. Out it comes to Ennis. Briscoe feeling it. Fell down as he uncorked the 3 and the rebound to the floor. Jenkins for St. Anthony, winning it over to Brown. Both teams have led a couple of times here in the first. Brown off the double, taken away by Ennis. Joined by Briscoe. Ennis to the basket. Can't get that to fall.
And the Friars got to watch out for those high ball screens. We've seen St. Benedict splits them twice.
Another giveaway right back as Briscoe turned it over after stealing it. So both teams to settle with 30 seconds left. And now we have a technical foul, I believe, assessed to Bob Hurley. Or on Mark Taylor. Both coaches very upset.
Now they called a foul on a push-off. Not sure which player, but you can see Coach Hurley was livid. They were gonna hold for the last shot there. He was just trying to get him in to an offensive set. I did not see that one.
Ennis to the rim. He's got 5. St. Benedict's not holding for the final shot. And Bob Hurley's still upset over something. So it's the Graybees by 6. Brown. The corner off of Hallis Cook, but they'll say last touch by St. Benedict's. Mark Taylor was right there on the line watching it.
And plenty of time to get a good shot up off this sideline out of bounds.
Here's Cook, the guy you want to shoot. Off balance jumper is short. So St. Benedict's carrying a 7-0 run over with them to the second quarter. Temper is already flaring. We're just beginning. St. Anthony with their 83-game winning streak on the line, trailing at the end of 1 to St. Benedict's. Second quarter action coming up with the Star Ledger and NJ.com on Verizon 501 Sports.